hello. Happy Saturday. Welcome in, everybody. Hold on. Is it kind of loud? I think the music is kind of loud. 1 second, please. There we go. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's a little less loud, a little less grating on your ears. Good morning, everybody. Give me 1 second. I see it should not have any noise on the dog cam. We're good. Welcome in, Eclipsed. Hello, Shrill. Thank you for the hydrate. I did hydrate when I was off. I was on the starting soon screen, but welcome in. Give Hermes a treat. A treat for Hermes from Uncle Eclipsed. Treat for Hermes. Yes, baby. Would you like a treat? Wait. Would you like the treat? It's from Uncle Eclipse. Here you go. Good boy. Good boy, Hermes. That's it. That's all you get. You get one treat. No more. No more. It's your birthday. Is it actually today or is it like another day? Let me bring up my calendar. Calendar. It's today! Okay, let me create Eclipsed Moon birthday. Okay, alright, let's sing you a happy birthday. I don't know how many people are here at the very start of stream to sing you happy birthday, but we will sing it together. Let me pause that. Go here. All right. If anybody is in chat and can wish Eclipsed a happy birthday, please join me in singing the birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eclipsed. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Eclipse. Thanks for redeeming. It's my birthday. Thank you for singing along. Welcome in, G-Man. Hello. Thank you for helping me wish Eclipsed a happy birthday. Let me adjust the camera for my dog boy, as you can see. I know, when I say dog boy, you know I'm talking about you, right? You know I'm talking about you, right, baby? Pets? Would you like a... Oh, yes, you would. Yes, you would. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. I love you. I love you. Yes, good boy, Hermes. Good boy. Good boy. I love you so much. Okay. All right. Ooh, it was a really busy... Okay, so last night I stayed up doing a whole bunch of like applications for things, and then today I went to bed late too, and then this morning I woke up early because I had a meeting with Yam, and then I walked Hermes. I ate some breakfast, which was actually just leftovers from dinner, and then I practiced some violin. I was like practicing violin up until stream time, and I was like, should I practice a little into stream time? And then I realized I was like, no, like I feel like I already lag a lot at the beginning of stream anyways when I'm yapping, so I feel like I shouldn't. So that's why maybe one of these days at the beginning of stream, if you catch me early, we could do some violin practicing together. Oh, I'm still so sleepy. It doesn't help that like today I actually have so many meetings. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meetings today for like content creation stuff. So I had my meeting with Yam. I'm having a meeting with another person for a secret collaboration, and then I have another meeting, another group meeting for something else that hasn't released yet, and then after that I have a meeting with Yam to practice some of our stuff for that's coming up. So don't let Duo here. I know, so many meetings. I'm literally so exhausted. And like my day isn't ending until like my day of meetings isn't ending until 8 p.m. and then after that I think I need to do some recording. So I'm tired. I'm really tired and I wish I could just fast forward today. I hope that today goes smoothly. We are only streaming until like, I literally closed the calendar. Maybe like 1:30-ish? Yeah, 1:30-ish, because my next meeting is at 2. So we have 11, 12, 1, 2, about 2.5 hours together today. And then I need to end stream, reset, and meet with someone for a cover. And then meeting with the group at 4. So each of my meetings is about 2 hours long. That's how much I budgeted for our meetings. Let me double check that it is starting at 2. Okay. Yes, I said we would be meeting at 2. Okay. Then, because we're so busy, without further ado, let's pull up the game so that we are not wasting time. Let me go here and then here. I can't recall if the game was on like the left side was better or the right side, but I'm assuming we're here first. Maybe. It kind of changes based on where the phone is, if I recall. All right. Let's start. Okay, recap. We have examined the crime scene. We've also gone to see the body and we spoke to the medical examiner. We also spoke to one of his associates, Helen Jung. Oh, hold on. That's not right. We spoke to one of his associates, Helen Jung, and now we're headed back to talk to one of the musicians that David was acquainted with. So here we go. We're supposed to take the whole screen, but at 50% opacity. Okay, well, I'm sorry, I can't. The stage for the talent, pretty close to the floor. Guess it fits with the whole round table aspect of this place. Everyone's on more or less equal footing, dancing in the dark, once you get past the bouncer. Do you think they might have met here? David and Porter? I can't see David walking in here. Because you found the walk so challenging. Because it's too loud to relax, and not dark enough to be anonymous. I see. What's that face? You've got an opinion to share? The atmosphere's not bad in here, but the music isn't quite... I'll find you a survey to fill out before we leave. What kind of music does an android even like? Early 21st century punk rock. Is that just you, or does that go for all androids? I haven't met all androids. I can't speak for them. Wonder what they'd say. If they're smart, they'd say that music peaked with early 21st century punk rock. Debate settled. Okay. A bar, stocked full of colorful selections and busy bartenders. Hope this isn't the kind of club you can order food in. Only time bar food is any good is when you're drunk enough to forget the taste and the gap between chewing and swallowing. So you can, like, eat things? Yes, I can. What, like android food? There is no such product.
So, what do androids eat?
Online user guides for Noble's warm models clarify that they don't eat anything in the traditional sense. They get their energy from electrical charging, usually wireless. Whenever they need to eat, it's to replenish specific vitamins and electrolytes.
Sounds a lot like what mod users go through with their sports drinks and energy bars and charger separation anxiety.
Hello, welcome in action! According to the net, warm androids can ingest nutrient-rich processed carbohydrate pellets if they need to forego electrical charging long-term.
Processed pellets? You mean like kibble? Like dog food?
No, it is not like dog food at all.
Can you buy it from the pet store?
It seems you can.
How is this something you have to look up anyway?
Because I've always just eaten whatever father gave me.
Like what?
Marbled beef, never hydroponic avocados, foie gras, that sort of thing.
I am not paying for any of that. That one over there, he matches the photo Fran sent. Should I approach now or look around some more? Look around more. Hold on. Better get a read on the room first. Is there anything else that we are missing? Nothing else. Okay. So it's just this person. If I can get their thing. What the fuck? Come on. Read. What kind of reading material gets left out in a club? A tabloid interview? Exclusive sit-down with luxury. You've heard her name on everyone's lips. You've seen her face in magazines and commercials, and then double-checked to make sure the photos weren't labeled as edited. Now get all your burning questions about her answered here in our exclusive interview with a mysterious young woman who's being called, in perhaps the only truly unanimous vote the net's ever seen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Why the name? People think it's an ego thing, but it was just a random username I picked back when I was grassroots. Then it was a pseudonym to give me a little shade from all the attention. Now it's a brand, and I can't change it without setting the stock market into a spin, so you're certainly influential. After partnering with you, Inti saw a 3,000% increase in share price. Yay! I was happy for them, of course, but to be honest, it's a pain at times like this. She gestures towards her clothes, a plain white t-shirt and gym shorts with no branding visible. On anyone else, it might seem sloppy, or even unflattering. On her, it only makes her natural beauty stand out that much more. Who are you wearing, by the way? Can't wear anyone unless I'm attending something. If I don't dress like this, all my sponsors fall into bidding wars every time I leave the house. Does it stress you, all that attention? Stress is bad for your skin, right? They say mine's flawless. Can't argue with that. So do you have a skincare routine? Any tips you'd like to share? Be a little bratty. Act a little spoiled. Keeps you young. And how old are you exactly? Everyone's dying to know. 18 to 19, now and forever. Don't get stuck on a cliffhanger like that. Hurry, log in below so you can read the rest. Quickly, time is running out! Well, however old she is or isn't, Luxury's got one hell of a mind for business. It might do her more good than that face in the end. Maybe. It's one hell of a face. In the meantime, she's... Save game. We gotta save. Make sure we're saving. What do we want to do? She's powerless. Powerful. I mean, powerless in that she can't leave her house without having to, like, care about, but maybe powerful? Powerful! Some rises are too meteoric for even the Megs to grab the reins on. At this point, Luxury's got them at her mercy. She can send their stocks into disarray with one selfie. Good for her. Okay, yeah, that's him, alright. Looks like he's killing time before his sets tonight.
Are you unsure?
How to proceed, Adonai. I'm sure that you need to hang back. As for me, I'll... Save. Play it straight. Isaac Porter? What's up? My name's Morgan. I was David's friend. Right now, I'm his lawyer. Can we talk? Depends. Were you a friend from work? No. Over here. Thanks, Isaac. Don't thank me yet. I might just sit here, shut my mouth, and stick you with my tab. So, what kind of lawyer are you? What kind of friend? No, we didn't get anything. Load game! Load game! Play it cool! Hey there! Hey. Some sick beats out there on the floor, right? Sick beats? Yeah, or whatever, man. The hell? Are you a fucking cop or something? This isn't a cop bar. Oh my god, okay, okay. So, it wasn't that I could gain anything, it was just not losing anything. Okay, I see. Got it. Okay. I'm his defense attorney. I think you missed the bus on that then, yeah? And I'm a friend that needs to know what happened yesterday. Doesn't everyone? Try somewhere else, friendly lawyer. I haven't seen him in weeks. You might not have seen him, but we both know that you spoke with him over the phone yesterday. Only a short time before he died. What the hell? Isaac, it's pretty obvious that you don't want this particular spotlight to linger on you any longer than necessary, so why don't we cut to the chase? No lies, no playing coy. Fine. Sarah. Yes, Adonai. Adonai? Adonai. The hell? Is that thing transmitting? I am not streaming any data. No. Porter doesn't seem to recognize Sarah either. One more person David was keeping secrets from. I need to record everything for the court. Fine. You two were together, is that correct? We were together. I ended it yesterday. Care to elaborate on our entire relationship? Look, you can tell me everything once and I can get it on the record, or you can hear the same questions over and over again from 1,000 different cops and Megs for the next 3 months. We met in a bar. I had seen him come in a few times, each time with someone else. Each time talking with his mouth but not looking with his eyes. It ticked me off. Scribbling on napkins and letting his single gin and tonic sweat onto the table for 2 hours. His dates would all go to the bathroom or take a call and slip out the back. One of them didn't even make it 10 minutes. And he'd still sit there the rest of the night, unfazed. Couldn't tell if he was oblivious or stupid or shameless or the most confident man in the world. He ticked me off. One night, things were slow and my set had been cancelled and his date hadn't even bothered to think of an excuse before bailing, so I asked him why he'd insisted on coming there, night after night. Just to ignore vapid people he wasn't interested in at a shitty bar with drinks he didn't like. And he just said, because I like your music. Man, did that tick me off. Speak of the princess, it's true. Hello, duo, welcome in. Good morning. How are you? Happy Saturday. Hope your Saturday was off to an incredible start. I've got a busy Saturday ahead of me, so trying to get some progress of games going on. Juani, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming through, Juani. Hello. It was cute early on, him being so passionate about work I could barely pretend to understand. And I liked that we gave each other space, you know? Felt like we were being mature, or whatever. Until? There was no until. No one day where everything turned sour. But at some point, I started to understand where his priorities were, and how I ranked in them. Like I said, he was passionate about his work. I just wrongly assumed that he would also be that passionate about me, at some point. You know, you do the bored, sarcastic character well. Aw, thanks, honey. I really appreciate it. How are you? Yeah, it's good to see you too. What have you been up to? Bad Saturday so far? My youngest is sick? Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I hope your youngest gets better. When kids come back to school from like a vacation, I feel like that's when like the sickness starts going around. And that's when at work, people also start coughing around work. And I'm just like, I'm literally like, stay away from me. So I pulled away a little. Wanted to see if he'd notice, if he'd miss me. Testing him, like that isn't the biggest red flag in the world. He never budged. I could ignore him for days and he wouldn't be the least bit ashamed to see me. If I picked a fight, he'd never get angry or upset. He'd just apologize. He didn't want to fight with me. Guess he was never invested enough to bother. It was my mistake. I watched him sit there all those nights not giving a shit when people walked away, and still I had this stupid idea that somehow, for whatever reason, I would be different. That I would be special. But I wasn't. So I ended it. Last night, I called him. Didn't expect he'd pick up. I had everything prepared to leave a message with an assistant or ad or whatever. But he answered first ring. Without hesitation, shame, or awkwardness, and that ticked me off. So I told him exactly how valued he had made me feel the past few months. I told him exactly how insignificant I felt as the boyfriend of the illustrious Dr. David Asher. Yeah, damn germ factories! Yeah, schools are just germ factories, it's true. I'm horrible at checking Twitch, so I only see streams here usually. Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for hopping in on the YouTube side. I really appreciate it. My youngest is sick right now too. It seems like right after vacations it happens. Oh no, Juani. You and Duo have the same dad troubles, I guess. Sorry. I don't have any children. I do have coworkers that, you know, like have kids who go to school, and I'm always so worried around the office. I'm like, I do not want to get sick because, you know, like I do a lot of recording and editing for my ASMR channel. Getting sick would literally set me back so far, or like I'd have to find a script that would allow me to like record while I have a fucked up voice, and I'm like, that would be so bad for me. And what did he say? He apologized. And then he asked me if that was all I called to tell him. Woof. I hung up after that. Spent the rest of the night wrapped in warm disdain for him and his coldness. He made that easy for me. I went to sleep hurt but clean, ready for something new. And then this morning I wake up to see that my ex killed himself not 2 hours after he let me walk out of his life without so much as a don't. What the hell, man? What the hell, David? And now you're just the tip of an iceberg of lawyers and reporters and buzzers, parasites who want to hear about the man who sent David Asher over the edge. I never wanted to be his last lifeline or the straw that broke his back. I just wanted to be his goddamn boyfriend. Turns out that was asking for too much. It's yet to be determined whether David committed suicide. You serious? You don't have all the facts. And you do? Any one of them point to anything else? Thought so. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to it. That's it? No summons? The court has no need for you to retell a sad story like that. The court, huh? Sorry to bother you at work. Sarah, let's go. Your discography is very impressive. Yeah, thanks. And your range is remarkable. So, it pained me to see that all your works in the last quarter have been so melancholy. I think... Oh. What the hell would you know about any of that? What's the matter? Can't find the words? Need to steal them from somewhere first? Butcher them before shitting them back out? I was not trained on any data sets that... Pardon me, my mistake, really. Not your fault. You're only standing here because rich prick nerds were allowed to rob the world blind for most of the century. Sarah, we're leaving. Sexy phlegm ASMR. No, Duo! Take that back! Uriko, thank you for the hydrate and the self-care and the head pat. Welcome in. How are you? Let me give you a shout out here while I reach for my water. Thank you, thank you. And do some stretching. Thank you very much. How are you? Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Ooh, okay. That was a good stretch. Thank you. What the hell was that about? He was under the false impression that I was programmed using a massive automated learning model, an early 21st century... Not that. Why'd you talk to him? I wanted to... I just felt that I should say something to him. A word of advice: people don't want comfort from strangers, especially when they're androids. Hello, AG. Welcome in. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by again. Hello, hello. Today we are playing Of the Devil, which is a little bit different from Jump King. A lot more talking. Or reading, I guess. How are you? Happy Saturday. Welcome in. They want it from the people they want it from. Coming from anywhere else, it's just corn syrup on a parched tongue. Doesn't matter how sweet it is, they'll just start gagging. You know a lot about people, don't you, Adonai? Compared to you, I'm a goddamn savant. This might be kind of dumb, but there are a lot of sick speaker scripts out there. Oh my gosh, wait, can you... This is weird. Can you, like, DM those to me? I just, like... It's so hard for me to find them. And the last thing I want to do when I'm sick and needing to record is, like, having to sift through all of the scripts that are available. Like, if you have some, like, don't go looking for them, but like if you have them off the top of your head, I would love to just like have it available, you know what I mean? But like, if it's too much work, don't worry about it. Like, I don't want to add any additional work in your day. I'm studying, so I came here so I won't die of a headache. Welcome in. I hope you can relax a little bit. Maybe just close your eyes and listen to the silly voices. Never heard of the Devil. What is it about? So, it's kind of like a murder mystery Danganronpa style game where someone's died in this game right now. His name is David Asher, and we are a defense attorney. So through a series of, I don't know, like rules or laws or whatever, we are able to represent him. A little lying happened as well. We're able to represent him as his lawyer, and we are now gathering evidence and talking to people that he knew, so that I think we're gonna go to trial. And of course, during trial, you present the evidence and things like that. But yeah, that's what's happening in the game right now. I just asked the script guild chat. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Come on, there's not much time left. Is there still somewhere you want to investigate? Somewhere I need to return to, actually. Porter was right. As things stand, I don't have any evidence that could establish an alternative interpretation of the facts. But if there did exist hard evidence that could prove his death wasn't a suicide, there's only one place I could find it at this point. Noble Employee Housing Building. Platea. Penthouse. Basement. The basement. You sure you don't want another look at the crime scene? I'm all out of time. Gotta approach this from the other angle. The other angle. You know, inductive versus deductive. Flip the chessboard and all that. It seems this game has lots of episodes. Android company sparked my interest. I know, I'm weird. No, it's not weird. It's very interesting. It's like this new sci-fi, you know, that's like becoming more and more possible. I totally get it. But yeah, I believe this episode currently, or this game currently has 2 episodes released. I don't know how many more episodes they have planned. Episode 0, if you want to test it out, episode 0 is free and it has a very interesting like hook to it. So I can recommend it. Episode 1 was gifted to me by the viewer that redeemed this game. So it's been going fun so far. You know as much as I know at this point. Like, I mean, maybe a little less because you haven't been following along, but like, I don't know that much about what's gonna happen because this is my first playthrough. Haven't you ever read a mystery novel? I've seen mystery films. Well, let's see if you paid any attention then. What killed David Asher? Poison. 10 points. There's a point system. Now, how did that poison get into his bloodstream? He must have ingested it orally. And how do we know that? The medical examiner found no injection marks or wounds. And if he had inhaled it? Inhaled it? Why? Leave the whys to someone who actually understands them. I won't be able to understand anything if I don't practice. Practice by answering my question. I suppose it's possible, but highly unlikely. We would have found a delivery system for it in the building, like an inhaler. Right. An airborne poison is either shoved in your face or sprayed over a wide area. And no one around David has shown any kind of symptoms. So all we're left with is oral intake. I've read far too many mystery novels. I like too much true crime. It's just... True crime is my favorite thing, and my friends are always like, Princess, you're such a freak. And I'm like, yeah, a little bit, sorry. Eliminating the impossible. What's next, Adonai? Jung's corroborated statement was that David didn't exhibit any irregular symptoms or behavior until he started drinking that night. And the police didn't find anything unusual in any of the food or drink in his home. Except for his cup. The results were inconclusive. Jung was drinking from the same bottle and the same type of cup but didn't get sick. We have to conclude then that David's cup alone was poisoned. That all seems logical and consistent with the police's theory of suicide. So, why are we down here? Minus 10 points. Back to 0. David left the parlor and came back with whiskey and 2 cups. Jung told us as much, and apparently the cameras upstairs support her story. So, we have to conclude then that he got them both from this bar. Better, 5 points. Did he also get the poison from the cabinet? You know, I feel like the machine that he has is the same machine at Noble, which is the nano machine or nano printer or whatever. He could have printed something, right? Or someone could have printed something if it wasn't him. Because it creates like chemical compounds in like 2 minutes. The police have been in here since we left. According to their ARC file, they didn't find anything that matches that poison down here. So the poison somehow went straight into his drinking cup then. I need to flip this around again. But if you turn something 360 degrees, you're just back to... If I were the prosecution, what would I want more than anything? Proof that David knowingly added the poison himself. He wouldn't do that. And you can make that claim because there's no video evidence to contradict you. How long was David off camera? From 7:36 p.m. to 7:40 p.m. when he left the parlor to get liquid from this bar. So if we had David on camera for those 4 minutes and he didn't poison himself in that time, he would have a perfect alibi for the crime, proving his innocence. But Adonai, we don't have footage of that. There are no security cameras down here. I think there are. Oh my god, scary. That scared me. Okay, it's fine. What do you mean? This whole building is coded head to toe in Penumbra security systems, courtesy of Noble. Every console, every corner, every android on every floor. It's all plugged into Penumbra. Except that. That panel is manufactured by Cotter Security Systems. Why would David put a console for a different security system in exactly one corner of his penthouse? I've never given it much thought. Honestly, I love true crime as well and will consume a lot of it in binges, but then it will get too much for me and I have to take a break for a few months. I listen to true crime pretty regularly. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, it's, you know, maybe I shouldn't, but I do. I don't know. I feel like just something about it. I'm just like, if I listen to this, I'll be prepared if something scary happens to me. Not that I think I could. Not that I think anything scary would happen to me, and not that I think that I could, like, somehow maneuver my way out of it if it did. But, like, you know, the human brain likes to think that I would be prepared. Well, it's been bothering me all day. Is there a reason, like, specifically why you read or listen to true crime? For me, it's like almost like for me, it's like a defense kind of thing. If I'm ready, if I know about it, if I'm ready for it, then I'll know how to react. She was a yellow sweater streamer until she wasn't. She was a pillar of the community. And how could things go so wrong? When you hear pillar of the community, you need to look at that person closer. Well, it's been bothering me all day. But my curiosity alone can't scale a 64-digit wall. You mean signal hijacking or whatever you want to call it. Have you tried it before? It is illegal and unnecessary. Father would not have installed hidden cameras in his own home. At the end of the day, I can't make you do anything. Well, actually, I probably can now that you're registered to me. But aren't you the one who wanted to prove his innocence? Eliminate the impossible. I will need your express verbal command. Not like David can press charges against us at this point. Do it. I tend to lean more towards sci-fi and fantasy and games where I get to solve the mystery, which is where games come in, and with games I get to solve puzzles. You might like Danganronpa. Have you played it before? Wait, I'm a pillar of the community. Uh-oh. Have you committed any crimes recently, Duo? Any secret stories that you're hiding from the world and your family? Do you have a secret second family? Pillars of the community, man. You gotta be real careful about them. Did you really need me to say that? For the purposes of record keeping, yes. I've gotten past the 64-digit code and I have found cameras. There are a number of them embedded in the room's walls and ceilings. As you theorized, they are on a separate network from the rest of the building. Where are they feeding to if not the Penumbra system? Behind my hibernation unit. A false wall in the back of a safe. I don't understand. Why would Father possibly have a hidden system of cameras inside his own home? Beats me. He was brilliant and more than a little odd. Throw in a little money and odd becomes eccentric. It's curiosity, like honestly, how do people get to that point and how does it all happen? Most of the time there is no answer, but still, I can't stop wanting to know more. Zero, thank you for the head pat and the hydrate. Thank you, thank you.
You'll have to DM me the one you just said. Oh, yeah. I will. Danganronpa. I'm doing it right now because I'm gonna forget. Like, especially because this is like a speaking. This is a speaking one, so I can't see. Hold on, because I'm on streamer mode. I can't see people's names. I don't think I have ever DM'd you. Can I look for you here? Okay. Let me just pull you up on Discord so that I can send you the name of this. Danganronpa. We have DM'd. Okay. I don't know why you weren't coming up, but there you go. Hopefully that helps, and I hope you have fun playing it. Hello, Princess. Staying lovely, I hope. I hope so. It is Saturday. Lots of busy things, but hopefully we, stay fresh. Have you tried AI, the Somnium Files? Danganronpa is very similar to that, is what I've heard. I have not played it, though. It's a seriously amazing one. Very sci-fi, very anime. There's a lot of wild twists along with a lot of silliness to break the tension. I think there are 3 games so far. Interesting. Yeah, no, I haven't played that. I know, like, my community has talked about it, but I don't know, like, 100%, like, the details of that game. I see. I think. I don't. What the hell was he thinking? What was he afraid of? Why didn't he come to me for... Time short. Gather facts now and leave the computation for later. What did David even do with all this equipment? Dry his laundry? What makes you so sure he wasn't exercising? Did you ever see him use any of this crap? No, but he must have used the weights when I wasn't looking, since he promised me that he'd take better care of his health. Sarah, these weights are all maxed out. David couldn't have put up numbers like these even if he was piloting a frame. Don't be so sure, Adonai. Pardon? The following is a true story based on primary sources who were present for the event and its aftermath. Copenhagen, 1981, 8:10 a.m. local time. A towering man with the musculature of a world-class professional rugby player enters the Global Donkey Bank on Frederiksberg Lane. He explains to the bank teller that he has a bomb in his suitcase and that he wants his gym bag filled with unmarked bills. A security guard approaches him from behind with a nightstick and swings, but the man simply catches the weapon and bends it into a twisted knot with his massive, dinner plate-sized hands. When asked to describe the suspect to the police afterwards, the teller had only this to say: "That man was all muscle." The rest of the bank heist proceeds without incident and the man exits the building just as police arrive on the scene when suddenly his suitcase explodes. But it's just a smokescreen. Local officers quickly recognize the ploy and rush towards the door, grabbing each of the hostages as they flee while desperately searching for the perpetrator. What they find instead is a diminutive, frail, sheepish young man barely 160 centimeters tall, holding a gym bag full of money with no recollection of how he got there. Renowned psychologist and trained hypnotist Dr. Werner Kurtzer wrote the following in his diagnosis: acute dissociative identity disorder. That's right. The man had a split personality, and so great was the disparity between his two halves that when they switched control, he physically changed, becoming taller, bulkier, and capable of previously unthinkable feats of strength. So be careful what you say a man like Father can't do, just because of how he looks on the outside. I just realized you have a pup cam. I thought it was some kind of ad in the corner. Thank you for showing us cute pup. Of course. It's my baby boy. He's live. Live. Right, Hermes? Right, Hermes? Yes. Yes, show everybody your cute, adorable face. Show everybody how cute you are. You're so cute. I love you. I love you. Yes. Yes, I love loving on my dog. Zonkenmon, hello. Thank you for the hydrate. Welcome in. Hello, hello.
I'll give you a shout out here, Zonkenmon. He's so sleepy. He's eepy, baby. It's true. Tara, every single word you just said was false. Huh? Don't believe everything you read on the net. Oh. Take in. So, is that the original? It was appraised and confirmed to be genuine. At least he didn't get ripped off. I'm a Philistine when it comes to this kind of stuff. What does an android say? I see a meeting, or perhaps an encounter. Two apex forces of nature, two kings of the forest, the stag and the tiger. I think. Great, I'm officially less cultured than the robot. What do we have? Peruse. The liquor cabinet this mystery hinges on. The police have been through it all by now, and they didn't find foreign contents in any of the spirits. I'm sorry, did I bother you? Okay, I'll put my foot away. I love you. I love you, bud. I love you. Yes. I love to forward chainmail stories as if they were true. Yeah, can you believe this guy had a split personality and he robbed a bank, and then when he unhypnotized himself he didn't remember anything? Crazy, right? Welcome in, Graknork. Is that how you say your name? Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a moment to pet my dog right now because he got up. Can you lay down, please? Lay down. Good boy. Good boy, Hermes. Thank you. I love you. Yes. Yes, good boy, Hermes. The police have been through it all by now, and they didn't find foreign contents in any of the spirits. No poison to be found here. Well, not that kind of poison anyway. In which case, can I make you anything? Well, if you're offering, I'll have... Sorry, you're way underaged, aren't you? 2 years old or whatever? Technically. Took that one a lot worse than I expected. Cheer up! Maybe you'll find a mocktail if you climb to the top of the ladder. This is a rolling ladder. A kind of step ladder, not a ladder. What? Remember, a ladder extends, but a step ladder folds out. And? It's important to know the distinction. I'd bet my life savings that this subject will never come up again ever. Ooh, maybe it's gonna come up in the case. Don't worry about pronouncing it. I don't. Well, welcome in. I hope you've been having a good Saturday so far. Welcome, welcome. Is there anything else that we can look at? Just hovering my mouse over everything. Oh, the crack. What's the story with this anyway? Some kind of fault in the foundation? I don't know. I've never noticed that crack before. Might want to get those eyes checked. There's nothing wrong with my vision. This crack must have been created during my most recent hibernation. How? Did David drop a weight a bunch of times over and over in the same spot? Alright, let's refocus here. So there's some kind of hidden door behind your bunk bed, huh? Essentially, though a bunk bed would imply a second or third... How do we open it? One moment. I see. Got it open already? I cannot open this door. Why? It is a Tethys Basics Sturdicure. That anti-hack feature in the name is real? I thought ladder and stepladder were the same thing. I think I just got a bit smarter, maybe. Well, now you know. A ladder. Well, I guess a ladder, imagine a ladder is like a firefighter's ladder, you know? And the step ladder is usually what you'll see people in trades have on their trucks and stuff. Makes sense to me. It's a closed system, Adonai. The hell am I supposed to do now? Strange. There was an if-then toggle enabled in the security parameters. I don't follow. When Father last adjusted the settings here, he made it so that the door would never open so long as I was hibernating. And he made it so that I was the only one who could wake her up. Meaning, this is a door that only I can open. It'll be a 6-character password, some combination of numbers or letters. Did you and Father have any influential moments in your life that revolved around a 6-letter word? Nothing comes to mind. Is there a code word that he knew only I could learn? I don't know. I need information. Would it be heart? I can't spell that. No. It would be funny if it was heart. What would it be? 6 letters or numbers together that... I mean, it would be her birthday. That's what I can think of. Her birthday, his birthday, a combination of their birthdays together. It wouldn't be the same code that opened up Sarah. I think that would be too easy. What if I just do heart B? No dice. Could it be your birthday or his? Okay, so who... Okay, so real quick, let's open up David. October 28th, no year. Okay. What about Morgan? December 26th, also no year. Ten 28 12 26. That's 8 letters. 8 numbers, I mean. If David set the password to something dumb as that, I'd never forgive him. As you say, Adonai. No, he would have picked a code whose significance was only obvious after the fact. Not birthdays. It's not birthdays. Is it that stupid painting? What was it? 11, 25, 86? That didn't work either. Hold on. What was the painting evidence? It was was it articles? No, that's... Hold on. Sullivan's Peak. Stagnant World. That's not it. Return. Save Soldier. Interview with Luxury. I guess it's manufacturer. That's not it. It's not there anymore. The picture thing. So I don't even remember what it was. Letters and numbers. Letters and numbers. What's Sarah's August 29th? We don't know the year. August 29th. What year is it right now? Does it say? Let me save. August 29th. Let's look at these profiles real fast. Okay. Nothing here. Porter. It could be something to do with Porter. September 18th. No. No year. Big blue painting. Maybe it's this. 11/25/58. Hold on. 11/25/58. Please don't tell me it's the same thing. It's not like I'm taking a multiple choice test. Either I know the answer or I don't. I see. So do you know the answer, Adonai? I'm getting there. 11/25/58. This was the painting. Ugh. Don't get discouraged, Adonai. Okay, luxury article that we read. Evidence. What's this? Counter corporate espionage, a playbook of aggressive defensive tactics for everything from public life to personal security, intended to help high-value members of a corporate body minimize risk to themselves and the company. Frequently involves the use of double talk and coded language, including hiding the training as leadership workshops or psychiatric evaluations. Individuals at or above David Asher and Helen Jung receive training in it multiple times a year. Jung's cup. Plastic cup with a small amount of whiskey left in it, found upright on the dining table at the scene of the crime. Saliva and fingerprints match Helen Jung. Contains no traces of foreign elements. So that doesn't have anything. Jung's story. David Asher and Helen Jung started at Noble at the same time and position. They would often toast their hard-won victories with cheap liquor in plastic cups in commemoration of their first big win. Convincing Noble Electronics to adopt that became known as the one-point doctrine approach to Android manufacturing, emphasizing quality over quantity. Glass of water found in the sink bears Helen Jung's DNA and fingerprints. No trace of any poison. Jung's statement made to the police corroborated by security footage. 7:30, 8:03, 7:36, 7:40. Gotta head out. D&D starting in a few. Wonderful seeing you. I'm gonna try to catch more of your streams. No worries, Swanee. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. I hope you have the greatest time at D&D. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. And I hope to catch your stream soon too. Bye. Okay, that's nothing. Never hydroponic. A movement calling for sourcing food exclusively from farms utilizing natural sunlight. Movement have made some unsubstantiated claims about superior taste or nutritional value, but the label has yet to receive official state recognition, and thus the presence of the term or terms like it on food packaging carries no weight and is not backed by any legal guarantee. One of a number of food sourcing movements that arose in the latter half of the 21st century as rising sea levels reduced the total amount of arable land around the world and shifted the global agricultural industry towards hydroponics and vertical farms. Rural skyscrapers where each floor is utilized for food production, saving on real estate costs and reducing the impact of unstable weather on agricultural output. Cube is Tier 5 programming language, commonly used in mid-21st century robotics. Oh, this was the really self-contained thing, right? Its design philosophy emphasized lean, goal-oriented learning that would not be reliant on the bloated libraries and always online. Yeah, offline. Okay. Roseau Fluff first began working on Cube in 2044 as part of a student robotics project. Cube 0.9 released in 2045, and by 48, Cube 3.1 had already found itself embedded in robotics engineering across the globe. Despite having what is considered a relatively high barrier to entry in user knowledge and execution, Cube gained widespread popularity, particularly among disaffected communities and third world countries where internet access would remain unreliable for the next 2 decades as regional conflicts would continue. Infamously, Contra fighter engineers utilized Cube during the 27-day siege to seize mechanized weapons from peacekeeping forces and a cyber warfare operation that is frequently cited as the key reason as to why the siege lasted as long as it did. Cube has not been developer supported since 2063 and is considered a defunct programming language because much of its documentation was never ported from the old net, and due to its incompatibility with tenets, there is little to no corporate interest in the ongoing grassroots digital archaeology effort to archive it. Are any of these 6 letters? Copper. No, he wouldn't have done that. David Asher. Hi, Reese. Oh, and hi, Princess, I suppose. I know. Look at the cutie. Look at the baby. Don't get discouraged, Adonai. I'm not. I can feel it on the tip of my tongue. Really, Adonai. Or the back of my mind. Don't give up, Adonai. Or echoing in my ears like a ringing I can't quite... What, now you climb up? I thought some quiet might help is all. So heartbreak, obviously. Oop. I didn't mean that. Okay, hold on. So it's not heart B. It's not HK. He wouldn't have known, right? There's no way he would have known, right? None of the birthdays have years. Is it like a combination? Like Sarah's only 5 letters. Buzz, thank you for the pie. Welcome in. Hello, hello. And the self-care. I will do a little stretch. I should probably heat up some lunch. I'm kind of hungry. Workout pie. Important self-care. Thank you. Okay, Sarah is 5 letters. What do we have? We have... Tired workout today. I be grumbly as I lift metal things. You got this. Do it for like at least 2 minutes. Just pick it up. Just pick the bar up. Or I guess like lay down and push the bar away from you. You know, just do it for at least 2 minutes, and then by the time you do it, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. Sarah's only 5. Morgan is
M-O-R-G. Was that your name you just tried?
It's 6 characters, isn't it?
Yes, but it's not exactly secure, Adonai. Anyone who knew you and Father were close could have tried guessing it. Was there some word that only the two of you knew? A nickname?
Pretty much everyone just calls me Morgan, but not everyone. Oh. Okay, it's what she keeps calling her. I see. Just sit down. Just lay down. Princesses, workout advice. It's true. Fuzz's dummy think confirmed.
It's opening. What was the password, Adonai?
You'd never guess. It's crazy. Did feel a bit out of character, David utilizing so much cloak and dagger tech, and I've definitely been struggling with the idea of him doing home improvement. But one step in here, and it all makes sense. It's a panic room.
Scary.
A panic room is a place for rich people to hide in when people start bouncing bricks off their windows. They're typically not even on the blueprints.
So, when Noble built this penthouse for one of their executives,
someone slipped this into the mix, and it's remained in Noble's blind spot ever since. All David had to do was repurpose it. Make sure you're capturing all of this. I don't want to miss my one chance because of this discovery technicality.
I understand, but you needn't specify. My memory is flawless. I can play back visuals, sounds, sensations. I can even give detailed reports on air particulates.
You mean you can smell?
Better than any human. And some canines.
So, does it smell stale in here to you?
Stale.
It doesn't to me. Almost like someone's been in here recently. Almost like someone visits here frequently. Alright, let's try booting up the computer.
You don't think the console is password protected?
2 physical doors, a 64-digit code, a half-ton Android, and a secret phrase. If David set a password on his PC after all that, I'm going back to the morgue to have a word with him. Good. It's already signed in. Sarah smells!
You're looking for camera footage.
I'd also settle for a note plainly stating that he feared for his life. What am I doing? Here, you search for video files. They'll probably be timestamped and formatted for short-range devices.
I have the subfolder. The cameras stream live data constantly, but the files are clipped at fairly regular intervals. Once every week, it seems. The most recent video file here has footage going back 8 days. It was accessed yesterday at around 4 p.m.
You were asleep then, so the only person who could get in here at the time is David himself. Alright, let's see it then.
Of course, it's just that I am having difficulty.
Try double-clicking?
I have been trying to open the files from the moment I discovered them, Adonai, but they are encrypted.
Damn it, David. You leave me enough clues to get this far, but you won't let me use your computer? What's the brand on the encryption program? If I rush a subpoena, they might have a backdoor I could bluff them into.
These files were not encrypted with any commercially available tool. This appears to be Father's own work.
Shit. If David Asher hand-wrote the encryption on these files, there's no one alive who could... Hey, was Dawes just flattering you back there, or is your processing power really that special?
Adonai,
Can you break his encryption, yes or no?
With enough time.
And how much time would that be?
I would estimate it at 2 to 6 hours.
That's a 4-hour window.
No matter how sophisticated, encryption is just a code that must be deciphered, and when deciphering any code, progress proceeds exponentially, which makes it particularly difficult to determine the amount of time required to complete the process.
2 to 6 hours. I don't have any better options. Get started.
I started 4 minutes and 23 seconds ago.
Finally showing some initiative. But you've been talking to me this whole time.
I have the ability to analyze data in parallel by utilizing subconscious processes, so long as the work required is rote.
So you're doing it in the back of your head?
Actually, I'm speaking to you in the back of my head. I could give the decryption process my full undivided attention, but I would become non-responsive.
Hey, that's a pretty nifty feature. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, can you take the show on the road, or do we have to rip this computer out of the wall and find a battery?
I have copied the encrypted files and will work on them as we travel. We can leave whenever you're ready.
Still, can't believe David let me get this far just to shut the door in my face at the last second. But he did let me get this far. And the computer's not the only thing in here. The cabinets are a lot less eye-catching than this computer, but knowing David, that's all the more reason to check. Lots of paperwork, bonds and holdings, a platinum bar? His birth certificate might be nearly as valuable. Can't imagine what people would pay to steal David Asher's identity. And down here, at the bottom, a binder. Noble's logo on the front, and in the middle enough pages to dwarf one of those phone books you see in period pieces. They're masking it in legalese even on the table of contents, but basically, this is his employment contract. Hold on to this for me.
It must be very important if you're giving it to me.
It's certainly very heavy.
Was there anything else in there?
Expecting an updated copy of his will to show up?
It is a possibility, isn't it?
Maybe in a corny old murder mystery.
A widely beloved and respected genre with over 2 centuries of...
There is something else. Your papers.
That Evangeline Morgan be given immediate and complete ownership of the android designated Sarah.
It's dated a few weeks back. Had he already made up his mind about all of this? If he had, why'd he hide this where no one else could find it? Was I just a backup plan? Well, at least we've got something a bit more concrete than Starling's word now.
Her word should be plenty, shouldn't it?
Not if people realize how precious you are. As a collector's item! We've yet to meet one person who knows what the hell you are, but Noble could have easily argued that you fall under private technology or physical holdings. Unless I had something like this.
It's good that you do then. I'm glad that father wanted me to go with a friend of his.
Yeah. This'll get me a huge tax write-off when I donate you to a for-profit college.
You could at least pick a charitable institution.
It's just an old saying, all colleges have been for-profit since the 60s.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
You can cheer up in the car. Hail us a ride to the courthouse. Priority.
There is an upcharge at this hour for priority transportation.
That's irritating. But I'd like to have more than just a few minutes to prepare once we get there.
The upcharge is a multiplier of 5.7.
I'll prepare on the way over.
Very good, Adonai.
Okay, real fast, I think what I'm gonna do, because it's been about an hour and a half, I'm gonna go get some water and heat up some lunch. I was gonna have some soup. But I'm gonna go get some water, heat up some lunch, maybe stretch my legs a little bit, and then we will be right back. So if you guys want to take this time to do the same, we'll be back. I might need to spend a little bit of time eating, so if you guys don't want that, maybe come back in like 10 or 15, but if you guys want to hang out, chill, chat, then I will be back as soon as my food is done heating up. Okay, BRB, see you guys in just a little bit. night and a day stream. I think I need to call the spin doctors because I'm seeing 2 princesses. Welcome in, Just Insomniac. Hello. Yeah, we had a Friday stream, and then usually on the weekends, I stream earlier in the day so that I can do more stuff in my day. You know, because I work full time, so it's the only times that I really get available to me. But welcome in, hello. We just came back from our little break. I heated up some food, some soup, so I'm eating that right now. You know, I did forget to get some water, but that's okay. How are you? I hope you've been well. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. I'm just gonna eat some soup so my belly will be full. Charbana! Hello, how are you, Sharvana? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the stream streak. She's streaking in chat. How are you, Sharvana? Yummy food! I still need to make me some. Woke up a bit late. Oh, I wish I could have woken up late today. I woke up so early. It's okay. We're good. We're fine. I'll make it work. Just getting real moving, but I've been lurking for an hour. How's the game? It's been interesting. Have you played it? I feel like it's definitely your vibes. Like, it's got murder mystery. It's kind of edgy, you know? Got bright colors, reminds me of you. Try to go to some corner if that's a thing. If that's not, then wee! How's Expedition 33 been, by the way? I saw that you, like, started it. Either last night or, like, a previous stream, but... I've done a bit, but I got lost in the lore at the beginning. I need to give it another shot. Ah, I see. It's been pretty good. I think you would really enjoy it. You know what, though? I would like some salt with this. And some water. So, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab that. In the meantime, please focus on Hermes. Here. How can I make Hermes larger? In the meantime, you guys can focus on Dog Ham, and I'll be back. Okay? BRB. Stay. Okay, I am back. He knows. Good stay, Hermes. Good stay, baby. Good boy. Good stay. Good boy, Hermes. Good boy. Gotta give him a treat when he does the good things, you know? Such a good boy. Look at those eyes. I know. He's so cute. I love him so much. Okay, so I got water.
I forgot my water bottle, but I do have like a pitcher, so I filled up the pitcher instead. I was like, I'm not gonna go back into the room. Hermes is gonna see me, and it's not gonna be great. So here we go. Filled up on water. A whole liter of it, you guys. Alright, but how's your Saturdays been? Apparently, some people are just getting going. I get that. It's Saturday. It's a rest day. You should be resting if you are tired and not a psycho like me. Hermes is honestly the best boy. He's so sweet. This is the best. I'm like wondering if I can make another batch of this soup because it's so good. And like, I don't know, when I get home from work, eating a salad is great and all, but like, I just want something warm and comforting after work, you know? Delicious. It's the chicken and lentil soup that I made yesterday. My water bottle is 1,400 liters or 48 ounces. I love the thing and it has built-in filter because I'm a weirdo about filtered water. That's okay, I completely understand. I just drink water from my fridge. And that already has a filter on it, so I don't need to like double filter my water. But I think you're supposed to drink something like 2 liters a day, right? Or like close to 1.7 liters, not quite 2, but like at least more than just a 1 liter bottle. I forget what the recommended for like men and women are. Salad is nice foliage, but I do like having it with something else unless I'm making a hearty salad. The salads I make are super hearty, so what I have in my like prepped salad is romaine lettuce, and then there's cucumbers in there, bell peppers, tomatoes, rotisserie chicken, and then I use like this really nice like Kewpie sesame dressing, and I add crispy quinoa. So it's actually stacked with a whole bunch of like fiber, healthy protein, and like some carbs. So I feel like it's quite healthy and hits all the macros that you're supposed to get in a meal. I need to make good food again. Teach me sometime. Yeah. I mean, depends on what you like eating. I hate eating salad, but I have to eat it for my liver, so I just need to show some improvement in the next 3 months, and then, you know, hopefully it gets easier to eat salads. I feel like the dressing does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to the taste of the salad. So find a dressing that you really like eating. I only know how to make unhealthy foods unless grilling counts. Grilling counts. Grilling protein is like a great way to cook it in a way that isn't, you know, like super oily. And you get some of the nice like charred bits. Grilling's tasty. You know what would be really good with this soup? If I had like sprigs of basil. I think that would like lighten up the soup a lot. A little bit of vinaigrette goes a long way for salads, and it's so yummy. Same with feta if you crumble that into the mix.
I do, because the sesame dressing is like creamy, I will sometimes add like a little bit of cottage cheese just to get some extra protein and like a more like cheesy taste to it. It's worked for me. And honestly, it's like perfect with the creamy dressing. But the soup is very good. Highly, highly recommend. What was in this? I put half an onion. I sweated half an onion. And then I threw in diced carrots, diced celery, and some minced garlic. And then I put a splash of soy sauce in here when it was like frying up the vegetables. And then I put in chicken and mushrooms, because I had like mushrooms from 2 weeks ago and like they're starting to go bad. So I trimmed the mushrooms and then threw them into the soup like sliced, just to use up vegetables. And then I poured a whole bunch of chicken stock that I made from the rotisserie chickens that I had shredded, and 1 cup of lentils. And then I just let that simmer on the stove. And then the recipe that I followed, she added coconut milk, but I didn't have any coconut milk. I didn't want to go to the store for coconut milk only, so I did like a splash of heavy cream. And it is a very, very tasty, hearty, and filling soup. This is my first time eating lentils, and it's like not bad. I can see why people add it to things, because apparently lentils are like a really good source of fiber and protein, and like it doesn't even taste like anything. So it probably takes in a lot of the flavor of like whatever you're cooking it in. Cottage cheese, also a good topper. I would make an interesting one at a salad bar as a kid that I still sometimes make today. Cottage cheese, baby corn chunks, carrots, spinach leaves, sunflower seeds, and would drizzle Catalina over the top. Such a weird combo, but I loved it. What's Catalina? I never had lentils before. I love them. Yeah, it was my first time. Because like, my family has never cooked with lentils before. We've used like mung beans and stuff. I'm like Vietnamese. So my mom has used like mung bean in her cooking to thicken up soups, or maybe like a dessert that needs thickening up. But never lentils. They kind of remind me of mung beans. Really tasty. I mean, it kind of just adds more like body to the soup. Makes it a little bit more like starchy and thick. Really yummy. More tart French dressing. I don't know exactly what it is without looking it up. I see. It sounds yummy. That doesn't sound weird at all. Sounds tasty. I mean, cottage cheese is honestly just kind of like a wet feta. As gross as that may be. A sweet, tangy, vinaigrette-styled salad dressing known for its vibrant red-orange color and a primary base of ketchup, oil, and vinegar. Interesting. So a little bit of sweetness from the oil. It's true.
Squishy feta instead of crumbly. Yeah, exactly. I'm almost done. With my soup. And then we can get back to the game. Not as sharp either, but still has a cheesy taste. Yeah. I feel like cottage cheese is a very like mellow, almost like mozzarella, to be honest. Mild taste. Welcome in, show. Hello, hello. How are you? I just finished eating, so we will get back to the game very shortly. Feta, sharp cheddar, and Gouda are my top tier cheeses. Oh my god. If I had to pick something to eat cheese-wise and I wasn't watching out for my health, my favorite cheese is smoked Gouda. I absolutely love smoked Gouda. Followed by like I like fresh mozzarella in like you know, what is it called? Like a bruschetta salad. Like that's so good. And so smoked Gouda, fresh mozzarella. What would my third be? I do like sharp cheddar. Sharp cheddar is really good. But there's like this white cheese that's like really tasty as well. That's kind of hard. Oh, you know what? No, I changed my mind. It'd be brie. I love brie. Like a nice like toasted baguette with some brie cheese. Oh, so tasty. I'm good. How is Princess? Good. It's been a nice Saturday. It's kind of busy, but you know, I like to keep myself busy. Brie is a good choice. I love it. Yeah. But all of your choices are really good as well. Highly agree. Okay. Now back to the game. Monster Gang! Smoked Gouda tastes like ham to me. Expensive ham that has cheese texture. So good. So delicious.
Does it excite you going into courtrooms?
What do you mean?
You don't feel the tension in the air as the audience murmurs amongst themselves. You don't feel a fiery sense of justice rising in your gut as the prosecution smirks at your ragtag assembly of witnesses.
Do you really think this is going to be like some kind of movie where the good guys save the day?
Probably not. Though that would be nice if it were.
What's your deal anyway? Did David train you off a movie marathon from hell or something? Some boars had Black Forest. I immediately thought of that kind. Ooh, that sounds so yummy. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hello, hello.
We did watch films together, if that's what you're asking, though he was rarely the one who suggested it.
So you were the aggressor. What's an android get out of watching a flick anyway?
What do I get?
Why do you do it? What's your reason?
I'm not sure how to answer your question.
Never mind. Forgot what I was talking to.
I like the performances.
Sure. There you go. Got a crush on Humphrey Bogart or something?
He's a handsome man. But it's not the actors I like so much as their performance. The truth is, besides father, I have very little experience when it comes to people.
I hadn't noticed.
I read the net, and I watch people and what they share of their lives. But it's all so subtle, so hard to follow. There are so many unspoken rules that can't be taught, only learned, and I often struggle to grasp them. You're all so complex, so detailed, but the characters on screen are exaggerated, larger than life. The actors enunciate, their body language is precise and meaningful. Their faces are bright and softly lit, and their eyes are... It's fiction, so these characters and their stories, they have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the people on screen don't ask anything of you except your attention. You can't disappoint them or make them feel awkward. You can just watch and learn. But what about you, Adonai?
What about me?
Do you like movies?
Yeah, sure, back when I was a kid.
Really? Who was your favorite director? What was your favorite film?
It was a long time ago. I don't remember.
Things are quieter than I expected here at the courthouse.
Though I've always felt courthouse is a bit of a misnomer. Government building is probably the best way to describe these towers, all-encompassing and impenetrably vague. 100 floors of officials and documents and paper-pushing queens. With a couple dozen courtrooms squeezed in along the way. Didn't think I'd be arguing in court when I woke up today. Didn't think that my friend would be dead or that he'd have to thrust an android onto my lap either. I could just walk in there and concede. Emma would be irritated and more than a little confused, but I could play it off as an exercise in grief. The android would complain loudly, of course, but I wouldn't have to listen to it. Now that it's registered in my name, I could probably just order the damn thing to reset its memory. But I haven't done that. And I guess I don't plan to. It must be because I have my suspicions as well. Sarah insists that David would never commit suicide, and I haven't actually stopped to ask myself whether or not I agree. David was rational, subdued, private, hard on himself, and not prone to emotional outbursts. So maybe that's why I'm finding myself outside a courtroom, prepared to humor and add suspicions before the state. Because I don't really believe David killed himself either. What's your progress bar at?
I can confirm that I am making progress.
Oh shit, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But it would be difficult to summarize that progress in terms of a completion percent.
Give it your best shot anyway.
4%. Are you feeling confident in your case?
Markedly less so after hearing that.
Do you think the judge will be amenable to your argument?
What are you talking about?
Do you know the judge we've been assigned? Are they particularly lenient or strict?
Adjutants are always a coin flip, so you do know what an adjutant is, don't you? Is it adjutant? Adjutant? When I get my first government building, I'm also going to make sure all doorways are 3 stories high, and instead of doors, I'll have giant red curtains. Wow, fancy. Morgan is such a fake I don't give a fucker. Yeah, she cares. Deep down in that heart of hers, she definitely cares. Are you expecting to see a bearded old man with a robe and gavel when we get in there?
Should I not?
Adjutants are android judges, okay? With all the authority that entails.
I am surprised to hear that people are willing to accept rulings made by automated dependents.
Rulings come from landmark cases in the higher courts. Those are passed down by actual judges, real people with decades of study and experience. But not every eviction case or traffic ticket that ends up in court requires years of legal expertise. Sometimes all you need is a referee and a sentencing algorithm.
So, androids are used to reduce caseload.
Been that way for decades.
But how was a law that replaced judges ever enforced? Wouldn't there be injunctions, stalling?
Judges did fight it for years, at every level and in every theater. But the public lost their patience for that kind of obstruction during the 60s. The state needed to shred budget across the board. And so judges that couldn't be replaced by years of legal battles were instead ushered into early retirement by the unrelenting force of our great nation's accountants.
And it's not controversial, having machines determine sentencing for human beings.
Whatever controversy there is, it gets aimed at the machines, not the people who put them there. And the machines can't lose sleep over it. Besides, used to be that even the most high-profile crimes wouldn't get a court date until weeks or months later. Nowadays, most crimes are prosecuted within a single business week.
And that's not rushing things.
Keeps people in my line of work on their toes, that's for sure.
I'm just surprised to hear that there's so much haste.
Don't they teach you about classical conditioning in android school? You gotta feed the dog immediately after you ring the bell. If punishment doesn't follow the crime in quick succession, the lesson doesn't stick.
I see. But if adjutants are so effective, why aren't they used in every trial? Why aren't they used in politics?
That's a logical question to ask.
And the answer is...
that logic only gets you so far when it comes to people.
Doesn't everyone want the courts to be as just as possible? If adjutants are truly impartial and incorruptible,
everyone wants justice, sure, but there are other considerations to be had.
Such as...
disgust.
What?
That's all people really care about, what all their morals boil down to, just what they do or don't find disgusting. Only problem is, everything's more palatable when viewed through a screen. So when everyone sees the world through AR and cameras, no one ever gets dirt under their fingernails. You'd be surprised what you can get away with.
I don't understand.
Yeah, well, therein lies the problem. Courtroom! Just a preliminary hearing, huh? You wouldn't know it from the look on her face. But I shouldn't have expected any leeway once we stepped into the courtroom. Not with her.
That's the adjutant up there. Is it asleep?
It's loading.
It needs to load.
Don't be rude. Not every ad can afford to be decked out as extravagantly as you. Especially not those the state buys in bulk.
There's an audience.
You mean the gallery? That's nothing. It could have been a lot worse. Word of any trial in the case of David Asher's death must have spread like wildfire. Even a mock trial like this one. Detectives like Reyes or London would get chewed out for leaking things to the press, but uniformed officers had little to lose and a lot to gain by dropping a text to their attentive friends in the media. And then there's the corporate plants. Interns, usually, preferably ones with modded eyes. It's illegal to film outside a courtroom, but this is the year 2086. Things are gonna get out one way or another. I don't like having my face on camera. I don't like attention, in general. But I'm not such a coward that I'd skip David's funeral just because there'd be paparazzi outside of it. My pretty little likeness was gonna end up in the background of some tabloid photograph one way or another by the end of this circus. At least this way. It's decent marketing for my legal services.
What will happen once the adjutant finishes loading?
How will the trial proceed?
With all those films you watch, I'd figure that you could extrapolate. I like the art style. Their eyes remind me of Helltaker. I don't know what Helltaker is. Is it a game? Is it an anime?
I am asking so as to correct any misconceptions.
Well, not everything you saw on the silver screen is outdated. The court will come to order, and there will be a clarification of the charges. The defense enters a plea, and if it's not guilty, the prosecution begins making their case.
That means calling witnesses to the stand, correct?
Mostly. Sometimes they'll testify virtually from a separate location. Depends on the security concerns surrounding the particular individual and the case.
What do you do then? Sit here and watch.
Not if I want to get paid. I cross-examine witnesses after the prosecution are done questioning them. I can present evidence or witnesses of my own in response as long as I have discovery backing me.
You've said that before. Discovery means...
Just that I can't pull out of my stuff out of my pockets and present it without any kind of context. I have to have proof that I acquired it legally during the course of my investigation. Most of the time, that means having recordings or witnesses that can verify my investigation.
Which I can provide.
You didn't think I was letting you tag along because I liked you, did you?
And the jury. I don't see where they would sit.
The jury hasn't sat in the actual courtroom for years now. They have their own chambers where they watch a feed of the trial's proceedings in anonymity.
And that's not an issue? Don't people want to look someone in the eye before passing judgment on them?
You've got an old-fashioned sense of justice, don't you? But there's no jury at a preliminary hearing anyway. It's only meant to evaluate whether or not the prosecution has enough evidence to go to trial. A mere formality in today's day and age. With tools like optics and arcs, there's never any shortage of evidence to work with.
So, all you have to do today is convince the adjutant.
Easier said than done. Adjutants lean heavily towards evidence over arguments, and right now, all the evidence suggests that David killed himself. If it's going to be an uphill battle, I can't afford to stumble. I need to focus on establishing an alternate interpretation of the facts, and it needs to be solid. Let's save. Save. Sounds important. Free actually on Steam, indie solo dev. It's a rhythm puzzle game where you rescue demons. Light dating sim in there too. Ah, cute. I see. We do like rhythm games. Those are quite fun. Sorry, my headphones were a little bit uncomfortable. I had to adjust. Okay. Okay, here we go. But I don't have a suspect or even a motive for killing David yet. Anyway, I'll need to be sharp. Emma doesn't play nice enough for me to be anything less.
I think it's waking up.
I don't have another robot voice.
This third lower court is now in session. Adjutant AD84 presiding. I call to order the case of the People versus Asher. Do the people wish to make an opening statement? No, Your Honor.
No point in bothering when it's just the adjutant here.
Very well. Do the defense wish to make an opening statement? Not at this time, Your Honor.
Might as well ring the bell and get the shit show start.
If neither the people nor the defense wish to make an opening statement, then it falls to me to set the stage. My model name is Adjutant. My unit designation code is AD84. I am a machine, an automated dependent, and I serve the state by presiding over trials. You might find yourself wondering why. What gives a machine the right to judge a human? A fair question, but the answer is simple. In every culture, in every society, no matter how it is worshipped, enshrined, or deified, justice has one defining quality. Justice is beautiful. Like a balanced equation, like the golden ratio, like the Vitruvian man, justice is beautiful. So what gives me the right? This gorgeous bod.
Hi Ash, welcome in. You can go voicemail robot, Johnny 5 robot, Blender robot. You could go Terminator voice route too if you wanted to get goofy with it. Hi son, welcome in. Whatever, forget it, forget I said anything. I was trying to lighten the mood, but I can see everyone hates me. Do the trial without me, they're guilty or whatever. Your Honor. Wait, what the flip? This defendant's already dead? Why are we doing this? Is this a debug thing? Because I'll log the error if I need to. No, Your Honor, this is a preliminary hearing to determine whether David Asher did in fact commit suicide as he... I get it. You wanna make sure he wasn't cuckoo in the cranium before you cut up his will like a T-bone. I didn't realize that adjutants were so lively. They aren't. They're supposed to be austere and statuesque. Looks like we got served the most in need of repairs adjutant the court system could find. Whatever fever busher we rushed to get this trial going must have wanted a little payback for the kindness. What's that look for? Could it be you're trying to size me up? Wouldn't dream of it, Your Honor. Good, because if you have doubts about my ability to run this trial, I could always just enact summary judgment here and now. I'm sure you'd find my ruling to be fair and even-handed. That won't be necessary, Your Honor. She's much more of a character than I'm used to seeing up there, even counting all the flesh and blood judges I've met. But she's still an adjutant. She'll follow the evidence where it leads. So as long as I can make a few adjustments for the occasional outburst from the bench, my plan's still workable. So, people, shall we get started with that first witness? Right away, Your Honor. The people call Dr. Yumi Sato to the stand.
It's Yumi.
Hey.
So, how about it, pretty lady? You swear to tell the whole and unadulterated truth to the best of your ability.
I do.
Good enough for me.
Dr. Sato, you were in charge of the autopsy for David Asher, were you not?
I was.
And when did you make your examination?
I started last night. Well, technically 1 a.m. would be very early this morning. I think you can just still say last night if you're talking about 1 in the morning.
Objection! The defense will have their opportunity to cross-examine. Until then, they should refrain from making errant remarks.
The hell? All I said was...
Yeah, what she said!
You mean sustained?
Don't get cute with me, counselor. Wait, I didn't do anything. Why'd I get minus points? That wasn't me. Being cute is my job.
God damn, we've barely gotten started.
That seemed pretty bad, Adonai.
Making mistakes will increase your blind. Blind is how much credit you'll lose for answering incorrectly when you yourself aren't controlling the ante. Blind increments on its own throughout the trial as the stakes get higher, but resets at the end of each day. Blind starts at and caps out at a higher number if you're playing in high roller. Mind the blind number in the top left when it appears. It helps you gauge what you stand to lose. Okay, let's save this.
We should try to avoid being penalized in the future.
Thanks for the tip. Shake it off. I'll get my chance to raise objections of my own soon enough.
Dr. Sato, were you able to determine the cause of death?
He passed away due to respiratory failure.
Could you explain what that means to the court?
Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. It seems by the time he arrived at the hospital, he was no longer breathing.
What does respiratory failure look like? What are the symptoms?
There would be lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting, pale skin, and a bluish tinge around certain extremities. And the condition he was in matched those symptoms? Correct. In your experience, what are the most common causes of respiratory failure? It can be caused by injury or disease, but the subject had no wounds or reported illnesses and otherwise appeared to be perfectly healthy. And what else could cause respiratory failure then?
Hello there. Welcome in, Daniel. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Rosca Bread. It's me. I'm Bread. Princess Bread.
It is also commonly seen in fatal drug overdoses.
Drug overdoses. Did you perform a tox screen on Dr. Asher?
Yes, but his tox screen came back clean. Whatever killed him, it wasn't something we've encountered before.
Wait, a clean tox screen? Clean?
You can still choose to advance text manually with continue. Doesn't proceed automatically during testimony, but you can choose to advance manually with continue. You'll need to read carefully and wait for the witness to make a statement that sounds wrong. Then hit the call button to call their bluff. Hover over the call button or toggle on Insight to focus on the claims within a witness statement. Insight can be disabled in settings. Testimony will loop until you call. Can't let this chance slip by. I need to catch her mistake the second it comes out of her mouth. Whiskey? David's contract? Upright cup. Hold on. David's contract, binder containing the full text of David Asher's employment contract with Noble Electronics. Details, compensation, grounds for dismissal, definitions for what constitutes a breach of contract, and how arbitrations would be handled. Not a light read. Sarah's papers, written document declaring that Evangeline Morgan is to be given absolute ownership of the android Sarah. Effective immediately, signed and dated by David Asher over 2 weeks ago. A tax-free transaction, fortunately. Okay, so whiskey, Rose River, no foreign elements, known to be a brand favored by the deceased. Then we have his contract, and then we have the upright cup. Where is it? Is it Jung's cup? Plastic cup, small amount of whiskey left in it, found upright on the dining table at the scene of the crime. Saliva and fingerprints match Helen Jung. Contract contains no traces of foreign elements. David's cup. Too much whiskey evaporated. Poison? The subject passed away due to respiratory failure. Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. He would have experienced lightheadedness, dizziness, then fainting. As the subject was healthy, their respiratory failure must be attributed to a drug overdose. But when a tox screen was run at the hospital, it came back clean. It didn't. Puzzling to say the least. Something she said just now doesn't make sense. I have evidence that directly contradicts her, so I just need to find the right moment to present it. Okay. It didn't come back clean, though. You need to respond with evidence. Look over the 3 cards that show up and confirm your card before the timer runs out. Drink by drug, not poison. Describe it. That is opened your mouth without thinking, huh? There's only one room for one airhead in this courtroom, and it's not you. It's me, of course, Your Honor. None of these pieces of evidence make sense. Hold on. Enough oxygen. Lightheadedness, dizziness, and fainting. This is the thing. Was it this one? There's like no time. That's not right. It's impossible for David Asher's tox screen to be clean, and we know it. Oh. Okay, let's load real fast because the
The whiskey didn't have anything. Okay. We'll go through all of this. Go. Okay, we'll save here. Let's overwrite this. Okay. I did it right, but hold on. Evidence was his cup. Was this. This was what was presented. Why is this enough to contradict? I don't understand. Why is this meant to contradict the fact that he had a clean tox screen? Because in here it says this doesn't have any foreign elements or toxins. Okay, it doesn't make sense. If anything, it should be his autopsy. Like his autopsy should be the thing that we present, because this has contradicting information, this unknown substance. I hate when you have to figure out like what the game is trying to give you. Okay, so whiskey, David's contract upright cup. Would have experienced lightheadedness. Tox screen was not clean. Okay. It was this one. It's impossible for David Asher's tox screen to be clean, and we all know it since he was on camera drinking alcohol the night that he died. Oh, alcohol is flagged as a toxin as well? Oh, is that why? I see. Okay. That's what they wanted us to contradict? I see. Okay. That makes sense. And that scared you? It would show up in your blood. True. Very true. You're right. The witness merely misspoke, Your Honor. As it plainly states on the tox report itself, Dr. Asher did have alcohol in his blood, but not at such a concentration as to be lethal. Yeah, my bad. When I said the tox screen was clean, I just meant I didn't tell the attending physicians anything they didn't already know. Overall, a little bit more nitpicky than I'd like to be, but at least I was able to balance the momentum more or less. Dude, this thing goes so fucking fast. What do you mean? This is faster than Danganronpa. Shall we continue, Dr. Sato? If the tox screens were negative for pharmaceuticals and drugs, what caused Dr. Asher's respiratory failure? During my autopsy, I analyzed his blood and was able to isolate a foreign compound. So there was a lethal dose of a drug inside his body. It just happened to be a drug that the hospital had never encountered before. That's correct. I think we're all going to get tired pretty fast if we don't at least pick a placeholder name for this substance, Your Honor. The people don't object, Your Honor. In that case, I'll put all my creative heuristics to work coming up with an original, scientific, fitting name for this substance. A name like Omega. Omega-3. That name is already taken. Fine, call it Delta or whatever. Delta, used in science to denote an unknown variable. Not bad. Delta has other meanings when it comes to drugs, but yeah, our Delta matches no known public pharmacology or toxicology records. That being said, chemically, it does have all the hallmarks of a general depressant. I know the feeling. So it stands to reason that it would exhibit a similar effect on the body when ingested. You say ingested. Why? I'm gonna just continue to save. I eliminated all other possibilities during my examination of the body. He must have swallowed it, and judging from his stomach contents, it must have been a liquid. Thank you, Dr. Sato. Shall I summarize things for the court? Yes, please. I wasn't listening that closely. The victim died of respiratory failure, and his tox screen shows that his blood was clear of anything that could cause respiratory failure. Except for this unknown substance, the poison we've labeled Delta.
Well, that sounds like a textbook suicide. Should we wrap it up here?
Not quite yet, Your Honor. This may clearly be a poisoning, but there's at least one detail about this case that doesn't feel like a suicide at all. Died, unknown substance in blood. Drank with David before he died. Didn't see him add anything. Whiskey. David's autopsy. What the heck is talk screen? Send apologies. These readings are a nightmare. Talk screen and poison. Alcohol was the only item positively identified at the time. And poison. Unidentified substance found in the bloodstream of David Asher after his death has many similarities to the chemical makeup of a depressant drug. No additional traces found anywhere at the crime scene or in David's penthouse. We have David's autopsy. Are we supposed to find something that contradicts? Drank with David? Corroborated fam footage. I don't understand. Save. Save, overwrite. We're save scumming. Can I get like the question? What was... It's made clearly, but less one detail about this case doesn't feel like a suicide at all. Why doesn't it feel like a suicide? They usually drank when they were toasting victories. Jung's testimony. Would it be story? Whiskey, no foreign elements, favored by the deceased. Oops. There's nothing labeled testimony, but would it be this story? They would often toast their hard-won victories. Maybe story is the right one then. No, testimony just says that she's so... Okay, am I supposed to drag and drop? I'm just gonna do this. People should get ahead of themselves. There's nothing textbook about a supposed suicide that had a witness sitting there watching it happen. As you say. Okay. Well, I guess I got it right. But I still don't understand. I still don't understand. Well, now I'm lost. Was this poisoning a suicide or not? If that's the case, then perhaps we should give the defense the opportunity to cross-examine. Unless they're going to insist on testifying themselves. How kind of you to offer. Ball's in my court now, so how do I counter? Save, save, save. Emma's argument basically goes as follows. David ingested the Delta knowingly, and the Delta caused his respiratory failure. He died of respiratory failure, thus David committed suicide. During blackjack, every piece of information you learn deals a card. Choose only the questions that are logical and relevant, and only press if you think a line of questioning is worth continuing. I see. Or else you'll go bust and lose credit. Select the press option to see what the follow-up question would be. You can only win blackjack when you reach exactly 21, so don't press further if you're already there. And don't ask the wrong questions. With my cross-examination, I need to put a microscope over the weakest part of that argument. Okay, so This game is different. It requires you to be a little bit more strategic when you press. You can't press every statement, and once you've pressed up to 21, that's it. You can't further any line of questioning. I think this new mechanic, I'm gonna give it, like, let's actually do this the next time I stream of the devil. I do have to, like, kind of wrap up and get ready for my meeting at 2. And I wanted some time to, like, clean up my desk a little bit because I ate and I need to set some stuff up. So we're gonna leave it here. I know it's not, like, a super nice place to wrap up, but before we get into the whole pressing mechanic, I'm gonna leave it here. We will be back to play more of the devil. I haven't decided if we're gonna do that maybe, like, next Thursday maybe. We'll see. Just check my schedule. I will be putting my schedule up in our Discord in Puppy Playtime or over on my Twitter if you guys prefer just, you know, checking there. If you guys don't want to join more Discord servers, I completely understand. I also don't want to join any more Discord servers. There's too many. In the meantime, let me close this game. I've already saved. Let me close this game. Let's go find someone to raid into. And we will have some fun. Let's see. Who is live? Oh, Drake is playing. Okay. Let's go over to our friend Drythe, who's playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think someone mentioned yesterday that they were playing it, so you might enjoy watching Drythe play it as well. As always, you guys, please be happy, please be healthy, but most of all, please be kind to others, because you never know what a smile, hug, or hello can do for someone who's having a bad day. And please be kind to yourselves. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Get up and stretch your legs every once in a while, because if you don't, you might get an embolism and then you'll die, and then we'll all be really sad. And the year's just started, so you don't want to die yet, you know? If you are a subscriber, go ahead and copy the first raid message or the second. Both work. It doesn't matter. But if you are not a subscriber, you will need to copy that second raid message. We are heading over to my friend Drythe. Super silly, super funny, super calm and cozy over there. A little bit chaotic gremlin vibes as well. I will see you all tomorrow for stream. I haven't decided what we're gonna play. Probably of the Wilds, because I'll have a nice long chunk of time to do that. But until then, I will see you all later. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day today. Hope you guys have a good night. Talk to you soon. Bye!